So a water container is in shape of a triangular prism. The triangle shows the container and its cross section. The cross section of the water in the container is an isosceles triangle ABC. So this cross section of water inside the container is an isosceles triangle with the angle ABC equals to BAC. So if we know that if this angle is 30, then this angle should also be 30 degree. It's an isosceles triangle. The length of AB is X and the depth of the water is H. So this depth of the water is H. This depth, which is represented by H, represents the height of the triangle ABC. The length of the container is 5 given to us. Show that the X length is equal to 2 root 3 H and hence find the volume of the water in the container in terms of H. So we need to show this. Now, whenever you have such a situation, try to understand the diagram and see if trigonometry can be applied. If this is an isosceles triangle, then dropping a perpendicular from C to the midpoint is going to divide this length, and this length is going to be x upon 2. Now you can see this length as x upon 2. This is your opposite side. The angle is 30. So which trigonometric ratio would you be using? Which trigonometric ratio can we use?
Tan 60.
Tan 30. Tan of 30 degree. If I use tan of 30 degree, it's going to be equal to opposite over adjacent. So opposite is h, adjacent is x upon 2. Tan 30, now it's in degrees. So we will make sure that our calculator is in degree mode again. Tan 30 is root 3 upon 2. H divided by x upon 2 is 2h. Okay, it's going to be h divided by x upon 2. Reciprocate करेंगे तो that is going to be h times 2 upon x is equal to root 3 upon 3. Sorry. Okay. Now root 3 upon 3 is equal to 1 upon root 3. If you simplify the power, this is equal to 2h upon x. We need to make x the subject. So cross multiply and you're going to get x as 2 square root 3h. Okay, so we have shown that x is equals to 2 root 3h. Then the question says further that find the volume. So this is one of the command word often used in the paper. Hence implies that you have to use the answer to the previous part. So we just found that x can be represented in terms of h as 2 root 3h. We are going to use this and find the volume of the container in terms of h only. Now to find the volume of the container, let's try to understand the shape. The shape is a triangular prism. So if I want to find the volume of this prism, I'll have to find the area of the cross section times the length. So volume is always cross sectional area times the length. In this case, the length is simply 5. So if I ask you to find the area of this triangle, this isosceles triangle, what would you do? You're going to take half into base AB. Now AB is x times height. Isn't is this what you're going to do, right? For finding the area of the cross section that is triangle ABC.
Yes.
Multiply by the length. Now we don't want x to be involved, so we have the substitution for x, that is 2 root 3h. So you can substitute 2 root 3h. H stays over here. The length is 5. Simplifying this expression gives you 5 root 3 h square centimeter square. That's the volume in terms of h. Any problem till here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, the second part. The container is filled at a rate of 0.5 meter cube per minute. At the instant when h is 0.25 meter, find the rate at which h is increasing. To find the rate at which h is increasing, I need to find dh by dt. The question has given dv over dt, that is the derivative of the volume with respect to time. So we are going to use the chain rule. To use the chain rule, I must have dv by dh expression as well. So to find the rate at which h is increasing, that is dh by dt, I'll have to write down the chain rule as like this. I need to find the expression of dh over dv times dv by dt. To find dh over dv, let's first find dv by dh. dv by dh is simply going to be 10 square root 3h. What you do is you just multiply this coefficient of h square by the power and reduce the power of h by 1. If this is dv by dh, then dh over dv is nothing but 1 upon 10 root 3h. So dh over dv is 1 upon 10 root 3h times dv by dt was constant given in the question 0.5. And we were asked to find the rate at which h is increasing. Now, what do we do next? Do we have our answer right now?
So we would plug H as 0.25.
We would plug h as
0.25.
yes, because we need to find at the instant when h is 0.25. 10 root 3 times 0.25 times 0.5. You can calculate it from the calculator. What do you get?
Under root 3 upon 15.
Under root 3 upon 15. Yes, that's correct. 0.115. So three significant figures. That's it. Meter per second. Okay. Is everyone clear till here? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Let's try the next part. The rate at which x is increasing. To find the rate at which x is increasing, we will have to find dx by dt. This question calls to find dx by dt. To find dx by dt, you should have the expression of x in terms of h. So in this question, we were having x is equals to 2 square root 3h. If you differentiate x with h, you are going to get 2 root 3. Question is asking you to find dx by dt, and you know that if you apply the chain rule, you're going to get dx by dt as a product of dx over dh times dh by dt. Dx over dh comes out to be 2 root 3, and dh over dt, the expression for dh over dt was this 0.5 upon 10 root 3h. Now this value is dependent on h, but we know that h is 0.25. So we are going to find the rate of change of x at h 0.25. Just plug in the value and give me the final answer, please.
It's coming to 2 upon 5.
2 upon 5. Exact?
Yeah, sir, exactly.
Okay. So meter per second. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
The figure shows a sector OAB of a circle, center O, radius 10 centimeter. Angle AOB is 2 theta. AOB is 2 theta radians, where theta is between 0 and pi by 2, meaning it's an acute angle. A circle center C R touches the arc AB at point D. The lines OA and B are tangents. Okay. Write down in terms of R the length of OC. This is the length of OC, and OAB is also a part of the is also a part of a is a sector which is a part of a circle. So OAB is a part of a circle having a center O, and there is another circle that has a center C. That means I can consider OA length to be the radius of the sector OAB, and as we know that the radius is same throughout. So if I have OA or OD or OB, the length is going to remain the same because it represents the radius. Now, if I know that OD is also 10 centimeter and CD is small r centimeter, then OC in terms of r is just 10 minus r. Was this easy to figure out?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Then the next part says, hence show that r is equals to 10 sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. 10 sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. So we need to understand the geometry now. Okay, how many right angle triangles can you make over here? The idea is to express r in terms of theta, so I will have to have some equation that links r and theta. And the best equation I can think of is using the trigonometric ratios. So I know that this point E, if I join EC, that's also the radius, and the radius and the tangent OA are always perpendicular, making OCE a right angle triangle. Okay, then if I use the length of OC as 10 minus R and EC as R, which trigonometric ratio can you think of? You have this length as opposite and this length as hypotenuse. So can I use sine theta to begin with? Sine theta is going to be equal to R upon the length of EC, that is 10 minus R. And you can simplify this equation. 10 sine theta minus R sine theta equals to R. The task is to make R the subject. So I'm going to collect all the R terms on one hand. Okay, this is what your answer is. Any questions till here? I'm sorry, is my voice lagging? I can't hear you. Kashish, are you with us?
Yes, it's not lagging.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, Kashish, did you have any questions? Acha, I think I'm not able to hear you clearly. I'll just take the example. You can try with these parts. Given that theta can vary, find dr over d theta when r is 10 over 3. Now, you need to find the derivative of r with respect to theta, and then you have to plug in r is 10 over 3. But to find dr over d theta, we need to realize that we have to apply quotient rule. So, dr over d theta is going to be equal to vu prime minus uv prime over v squared. U becomes 10 sine theta. V is 1 plus sine theta. Differentiation of 10 sine theta is just 10 cos theta. Differentiation of V is just going to be 1. Differentiation of 1 is 0. Differentiation of sine theta is cos theta. So Vu prime minus uv prime over v squared. Now, they haven't actually asked you to simplify this, have they? Find dr over d theta when r is 10 over 3. So they just want you to plug in the value of r as 10 over 3 and solve and simplify. Yes. So instead of given value of theta, they have given you r, and they have asked you to find the value of theta. So let's simplify this. This is going to be 10 cos theta plus 10 sine theta cos theta minus 10 sine theta cos theta over 1 plus sine theta, the whole thing square. 10 sine theta cos theta minus 10 sine theta cos theta resolved. You get 10 cos theta over 1 plus sine theta, the whole thing square. This is the expression for dr over d theta. Now, to find dr over d theta, we must have value of theta. And to find the value of theta, we must use the equation somehow. And the equation was, what was the equation? R is equals to 10 sine theta. R was equals to 10 sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. Okay, so they have given in the question that R is 10 over 3. So we are going to plug in R as 10 over 3 and solve for theta. So 10 plus 10 sine theta is equals to 30 sine theta. 30 sine theta minus 10 sine theta is 20 sine theta. That is equals to 10. So sine theta is 10 upon 20, which is 1 upon 2. And theta value is coming out to be, okay, so sine theta is 1 upon 2. We can directly use the value of sine theta. Also, if I ask you sine theta, if sine theta is 1 upon 2, what is the value of cos theta? Now, I want you to find me the exact value of cos theta without first finding the angle. How would you do that? Fine, Kashish. If I give you sine theta as 1 upon 2, are you able to find cos theta? How would you find the value of cos theta, the exact value of cos theta?
Sir, I don't.
Kashish, do you know? See, you might be aware of this method that you can easily take sine inverse and find first the value of theta and then find the value of cos theta. But I want you to give me the exact value of sine theta. So if I consider a right angle triangle in which I have this angle as theta, now I know that sine theta is a ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. So if that is the case, that the ratio of the opposite and hypotenuse is 1 is to 2, 1 over 2, then the adjacent side, just by using Pythagoras theorem, is going to be root 3. So using this right angle triangle, you can give me cos theta as the ratio of root 3 upon 2, adjacent upon hypotenuse. Is this clear now?
Sorry, could you explain it again?
Sure. See, you were given that sine theta is equals to 1 upon 2. Now, my question to you was, okay, since I have to use cos theta over here to find what is going to be cos theta as an exact value. So, if sine theta is half, I wanted you to find me cos theta, the exact value. So sine theta is a ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. So if sine theta is coming equal to 1 upon 2, that means that the length of the opposite to hypotenuse is 1 is to 2. So the adjacent side using Pythagoras theorem is going to be 2 square minus 1 square root 3. Square root 3 is the adjacent side. Now cos theta is a ratio of adjacent over hypotenuse. So क्या आ जाएगा root 3 upon 2 आ जाएगा. Make sense?
Yeah, sir.
So if cos theta is root 3 upon 2 and sine theta is 1 upon 2, then dr over d theta comes out to be I'm getting 20 square root 3 upon 9. That is the exact value of dr by d theta. Let me know if you want me to explain any of the part again.
No, sir, it's clear.
It's clear, sir.
Now the last part says, given that r is increasing at a rate of 2 centimeter per second, find the rate at which theta is increasing when theta is pi by 6. So if the question says r is increasing at this rate, that means we are being given dr over dt. We want to find d theta by dt when theta is pi by 6. That is what the question demands us. So we'll have to use the chain rule to find dr by dt. It's going to be equal to dr by d theta times d theta by dt. So I'll have to use the differentiation of dr over d theta, that comes out to be 10 cos theta over 1 plus 10 cos theta over 1 plus sine theta, the whole thing square. And okay, I'm going to rewrite this equation because the question is asking me to find d theta over dt. Just a second. So d theta over dt is going to be equal to d theta times dr over dt. If my dr over d theta is this, then d theta over dr is just going to be the reciprocal of this. That is going to be 1 plus sine theta square over 10 cos theta times dr over dt. The rate of radius is 2 centimeters, so I'm just going to plug in 2. And I want to find the rate of theta at pi by 6. So d theta by dt at theta equals to pi by 6. Plug in pi by 6 in this and get me the value, please. Make sure your calculator is in radian mode. All right, so the final answer to this was 3 root 3 upon 10.